Hello, guys. Welcome to D&D episode Rapture. D&D the Rapture episode 3 recap. Because
Yeah.
basically, I need to explain a little bit. We did like the actual episode 3 thingy, IRL, and we were trying to record it, but it was a nightmare, and I just gave up on recording it because I was like, wow, this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So instead, we just figured we'd like do something like afterward, like record something afterward for the sake of having something out, and also so people like know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Yar. Yas. Queen slay. So anyway, now we're just gonna go. Now I guess we'll just go through what happened throughout the session and just sort of cover like where everyone. Yeah, I have like a bunch of notes here, and it's just a plot summary basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So prologue. Basically, if you remember how last session ended, we ended in almost a boss battle, and now this is sort of a prologue. Like this isn't like you know this is happening like meanwhile like last episode was happening, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so prologue. So Zeph wandered off while the party was traveling to the waterfall in the morning, um, chasing the bee to its hive. For whatever reason, this wizard really likes bees and hives, not that kind of hives.
Yeah.
And she
Oh.
it looks like she got some honeycombs to be able to share with the party, and also a few bee stings. That's just pretty
Yeah.
cringe.
She lost one whole damage to that.
Oh no, one whole
Yeah.
damage. Oh god, that's
One
so
whole damage.
one whole damagey roo.
Yeah.
That's not very slay. So she finds Zyra across the river at the base of the waterfall. So she jumps over the river and goes to talk to her. And then Zyra, just saw a bunch of people just go into this really dark cave all of a sudden. And is kind of like antsy that no one has been back for a while. But she hasn't really gotten in herself yet, even though she's scared because she doesn't want to get her tools wet, like a fucking diva. And,
Hey.
what? Anyway, so, Zeph is like, are you kidding me? My mom's calling me. Hold on a minute. Oh, wait. Recording pause. Wait. Is her... Oh, sorry. Okay. Man, this recording is so scuffed. So, wait, where were we again, honey? So, Zyra is antsy. So, yeah. So then, I need to speak a little quieter. So, Zyra is antsy that the party hasn't been out for hours. So, Zeph goes in. Goes in, but she doesn't really have any dark vision. So, she has to, like, feel up the walls and, like, crashing into the walls at one point, which is another HP reduction. And then she reaches the good old mirror room that we ended on, or not ended on, but like we're in last episode, and
Yeah.
and then she saw like the blue light coming from Lula's dancing light spell into mirror 14, and then she meets with the party with a few new members as well, standing there. Yeah, like the whole party, and she sort of like runs into us, and then all of us are like faced off against this giant green eyeball thing in the air.
It's called The Spectator.
The spectator. We saw the spectator in the air. That's pretty
Yeah.
spectate cringe. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry if I'm messing with the volume a little bit right now. I'm trying to figure out where.
Ah.
Thanks. Anyway. So she's able to follow the blue light coming from Lula's dancing light spell into mirror 14. She meets at the party a few new members as well, standing face to face with the central creature, the spectator. So then basically here's how the encounter goes. So, wait, hold on a minute. Kaz is the first to take damage. Yeah, so increase plus. Yeah, so Kaz deals some damage, and then Zeph uses levitate for whatever reason. Zeph jumps onto the back of this creature and just like just stays there, which is like, yeah, it's a ballsy move, but it's also
like a
really,
mechanical bull.
yeah, it's a mechanical.
Like a mechanical bull.
Okay. So she like just sort of like holds onto it for a while, and then Solkari's blasts onto like the more offensive people in the party, that being Kaz, Zagok, and Kyron, who does not do any damage. Specifically, Kyron does not manage to do any damage to this creature during this entire fight. He kept missing. Anyway.
It's silly.
Yeah. So Lula, was like, wow, that's a pretty big eye. Man, I sure do wonder, man, if I hit that eye, it'll probably be really bad for this creature, right?
Yeah.
Level 100 logic right there. And then uses dancing lights to blind its eye, basically.
And then it went
shine to its eyes.
"Wee."
And then it kind of, it was like, it went, Ree, and it was like, oh, that's cringe. And then Zeph almost, fell off. Surprised she didn't. Oh, yeah. And then Clovis used Entangle on Zeph and the Spectator. So, this is a real great fight, obviously. So, just a recap. Zeph got onto the creature, and then Clovis trapped Zeph onto the creature.
Yeah.
To be fair to Clovis, I don't think, like, all this happens, like, within, like, a few seconds, and I don't think Clovis was really expecting Zeph to do that. So,
Yeah.
Jonathan just skedaddles into, like, one of the corners of the cave, because he's like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Wait, need creature volume a little bit. Okay.
Moo.
Kyron, throws his sword, and then I almost hit Zeph's head instead, because she's trapped there, and for some reason she got on the back of the creature. I kind of wish it hit her, because that would have been so funny.
Zeph's armor class was higher than it, so...
Yeah, oh well. While entangled, the Spectator tries to bite Zeph's leg. In response, she kicks its eye, and they both have shit aim. Zagrolk actually does damage, and he uses Eldritch Blast on but then he like plays it off as like like he uses Eldritch Blast, and then Jonathan's like, what the fuck? And then Zagrolk's like, bro, look, it's just magic missile. Okay.
My spellbook is in Goblin.
Kaz uses levitate and floats behind Zeph. And then her plan was to use Burning Hands to free Zeph from the vines. And then Solkari wanted to cast Sanctuary onto Zeph, glass shard, and then then Jonathan ran to Solkari, gave her the glass shard, and ran back to the wall. Which is the glass shard that Jonathan got from the mirror room in the previous episode. And Solkari's sort of just casts Sanctuary on Zeph, and then Zeph tries to grab one of the Spectator's eye stalks, but misses somehow, even though she's right behind the creature. Like, okay, Zeph, you're doing real great right now. Like
yeah, they both suck.
So Zagrok receives bardic inspiration from Lula. Clovis tries to cast Frostbite, but fails. Kyron misses.
He misses.
Again. Jonathan misses with his revolver as well. Somehow, this entangled, blinded, angered creature, and we all kept just missing it. But Zagrok misses as well. This makes the Spectator a bit cocky. It gets caught off guard by Cass's Burning Hands, who was right behind it. Solkari's casts a healing wound on Zeph, which gives her enough energy to break out of the Entangle spell as well. What was the point of that whole shebang? Lula casts Thunderwave, but manages to hit the party of Clovis. Yeah, Lula casts Thunderwave, but it like hits all the party members except for Clovis, and I guess except for Jonathan as well.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no. Jonathan, Kaz, and Zeph were out of range anyway.
Oh, okay. So Lula heals Solkari's, and just Solkari's, because she felt bad and like fuck Karen, I guess. Clovis tries to use frostbite, but it doesn't work. Jonathan fires another bullet and it hits the spectator right in the eye and kills it. And then there's green Shrek jizz everywhere. You know that stuff that got in our shoes after you spilled it.
Phoebe Fox.
Yeah, Foamby Fox. So after that whole shebang of a battle, the party was like, whoa, that's some other bodies over there. What the fuck? Oh. And then it was mainly like human, goblin, tiefling bodies. There was about 20 to 30 corpses piled up in each other. Sulcries goes towards them and starts repositioning the bodies, saying a prayer. And while she's doing this, Jonathan's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then Jonathan tells Sulcries to just leave the bodies alone, and Sulcries complies reluctantly. Kaz doesn't find any loot. There's no loot down here. Clovis does some investigating on how many bodies, how these bodies ended up here. Notice a bunch of like blood streaks on the floor of the mirror's entrance with snagged clothing pieces on the rough walls, suggesting that they may have been dragged in. I forgot about that. That's interesting. Lula has Lula investigates the back of the cave. There's an entire wall, and there's just a wall just filled with like just tally marks. And there's hundreds of thousands of tally marks here. So someone, for whatever reason, had some desire to count something. I don't know.
It's just a theory, a game theory.
And then everyone goes back to the previous room except for Zagrog, who needed to stay behind and investigate. And upon entering the room with the mirrors again, it's discovered that all the mirrors were put back in their original places exactly how they were. But Clovis notices Cloth 9 slightly moving. Clovis gave out good berries to oh yeah, wait, sorry. Clovis, when after you saw the mirror, it just stops it's like a flicker almost. Clovis gives out good berries to everyone who is injured, and Kyron uses his sword to break Mirror 9, enabling the party to walk through. He just chucks it through like a fucking crazy person. And then, walking down the stairwell in Mirror 9, Jonathan warns the party not to touch anything. Kyron jokingly says that's no fun, figuring that Jonathan was there before.
LMAO.
LMAO. And then they get to the stone room. The party doesn't. The party actually listens to Jonathan and doesn't touch anything. And from what Clovis and Jonathan describes before, and from what they described before of like them encountering last session, everyone's pretty anxious because of what happened last time. And then Clovis and Jonathan go to listen to the stone wall again. It's quiet. Jonathan tells the party that he's gonna open the door, and everyone gets defensive. Karen drawing his ward, his sword.
I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, so everyone gets defensive. They like draw their weapons as the door is about to open because of what happened last time. He opens the door open. What? He pushes the door open to reveal the darkness that he and Clovis encountered was no longer there. Huh. Sorry. And then they walk into this massive cathedral, 5 stone pillars reaching from the ceiling to the floor, surrounding like a giant pool, like a giant cave pool in the center of the room. And there is engravings on each of the pillar, but the party can't make out what they're like what it's saying and where they're from, or who they're from really. There's some light coming at the bottom of the pool, making a pretty pattern on the ceiling and the walls, or like a water light ceiling. Like this stuff in ray tracing Minecraft.
Minecraft.
And then everyone notices. I think they probably noticed when they walked in, but like, there's a bunch of chains everywhere on the walls, and almost 2 meters from the ground. There's almost 2 meters from the ground. There's a bunch of individuals like hooked up to these chains who are barely alive, who are barely alive, sort of hanging there. and then one of the prisoners, like, is actually someone that we've met before, kind of, and it's actually someone that Lula knows very well. It's Lorid, Lula's brother. Unlike the other prisoners, Lorid just sat on the floor, back against the wall, and he recognizes his sister, like, immediately. Lula was really hesitant because of last time, but when he responded after she said his name, Fretian, in Freton, she immediately rushed to his side. And then Lord recounts after the reunion, Lord recounts like the horrible time that he had in this cave. He describes a gray individual. He says that he just died and come back to life several times in this cave, or several times, just maybe not even in this cave, just in general. I think it's not really clear what he said, but he does claim that he's died and come back to life, which matches up with what Lula's told us, because Lula is like sure that Lurid died. He's glad that he's able to see Lula again, and then hopes that she'll be the one to finally let him rest after everything. She brushes the hair in front of Lula's face away, and she asks to see her eyes again. She takes off her blindfold. Lord smiles, and he says it's like they carry the entire night sky in them. He asks for the guitar. He plays a familiar tune, a song he used to play for her when she had trouble sleeping as a child. He continued to reminisce about some more while playing, and his life force trails off for the last few notes he played. He becomes still. Lula sheds tears while holding them in his arms. And that's how the session ended, which is a fucking cruel way to end a session.
What do you mean?
Shut the fuck up.
It was like what, 5:30. Everyone had to go home. I had to wrap it up.
I do, like, this is just like personal theories though, chat. Like people who are listening. What I think is happening is that this gray being, for whatever reason, needs these people alive for something, and for whatever reason is able to shapeshift into them. And I'm pretty sure, based on the fact that Lurid's here, everyone else is here is someone who's died of rapture too. We might be able to find Michael's dad here, now that I think about it. But yeah, that's that. And I also have this is, I'm less convinced of this, but I do feel like there's a chance that Lord might come back one more time. He said that he's died and come back a few times already. What's gonna stop him this time, So, that's episode 3, boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in a few days.
Check out the cooler version of this video on my channel.
Yeah, I'll link the other one on from your channel. This is just for the sake of for the audio listeners who like listening to the audio more than looking at stuff.
Ooh, podcast listeners.
Anyway, yeah, that's basically what happened. That's episode 3. I'll see. We'll see you guys again in a few days. Probably 2-ish days, since we're gonna have the session tomorrow. And I'll probably finish editing on Sunday and upload it on Sunday. So, Anyway, bye.
Bye.